Alright, welcome to the 500 mile review of my Fungineers ST build that I started this summer. Really good looking board. Let's go ahead and rip across the street here and get to the other side, get to the park, Get into something nice before we get to talking about this very awesome board. So this is basically mostly a Fungineers ST architecture using a lot of TFL, the Float Life parts on it. I mean, that place makes really good skateboard stuff. So, but the mix between the Fungineers and the Float Life stuff and a battery I got from the board garage, this thing is like the machine. Best thing ever. Let's go and punch up this grass hill. It's like not even trying. It just kicks butt, takes names, keeps on going. So anyways, I opted to use the more affordable cast complete box from the Fungineers, and it included the Thor 300. Great controller. I've had zero problems with it. 500 miles in, zero problems. Following that up in the middle with the Super Flux high torque version, the HT version. I like this motor. This is awesome. I'm not trying to go a million miles an hour. I'm like a super old guy and I don't want to die doing 30 on this board. So, how about a nice comfy 20, which this thing just nails 20. It's crazy. It gets to 20, no pushback, and you just can float there. My XR at 16 and a half, that thing is just Captain Morgan me all day long. So, nice change there. I am rocking the Thuinder tire on this. I did put 500 miles on it. Man, this tire wore out quick, but it felt really good. Really good feeling tire. Just, as you can see, threads are there. I mean, this is the last ride of this tire. You guys all get to witness it. This was the last miles being put on it. But, low pressure was just amazing. High pressure, super amazing. Stable at high or low pressure. Nothing like the Burris TX33 I'm running on it right this second, because at the end of this video obviously I have to put on a new tire, and I put that tire on there. And if I was to recommend a Burris TX33 for your Funwheel, I'd say no, don't do it. Get something better. Just get another Thuinder tire or an Enduro if you like that nice squishy street rat ride. But I guess if you want something that's going to last 2,500 miles instead of 500, then yeah, go ahead and throw on that Burris, because it'll last longer than you want to keep it on there. Trust me. Had one on my XR, 2,500 miles, and I still never even got to the cords on that tire, so I gave up even riding that when I took it off. Back of the board, I am using the Fungineers BMS. It's working really good, keeping my 20S2P battery charge that I got from the board garage. The reason I end up building my own battery, I mean, these days it's a plug and play thing, so it's like this could have been a solderless build, but because I did opt to assemble my own battery pack, I had to do some soldering. But good resources out there. You can get the BMS separate. Mario makes a really nice pack. Thank you, Mario. That pack's been kicking ass, taking names for 500 miles, not a single damn problem. All those cells are like within just a point of something, a 0 point something. I mean, they're crazy how close they are. And it's kind of funny because the battery box was the very first thing I bought for this whole project. I didn't even have a single part. I just went to the Fungineers and I'm like, yeah, can't lose buying a battery box, right? That's the first thing you need to fix on any XR future build anyways, is battery. And then it took a while to accumulate some parts, and being the Fungineers, was all early in development stuff, so you'd order some. Sometimes it would take months and months before you would get it, but eventually you would. But it's all here, and all that waiting was worth it, because all this stuff's been put together, and I beat the crap out of this board this whole summer, and it's just been amazing. I mean, if there's some complaints to be said about doing this, it's like, you gotta seem like a desk engineer, as far as tuning and programming, but there's great videos to help you along with that. And a good one is Surf Data. Surf Data, thank you. I've been watching a lot of your videos. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't be up and running, or at least not to this quality, and Thank you, Mario at the Board Garage, because your videos have really gotten me a long way as far as understanding VESC and a lot of these other things. Oh, and, you know, selling me the good parts to help me make this thing work great. You guys rock. And Team Fungineers, you know, you guys are, you know, setting a precedent for the aftermarket on making great products. You know, a lot of QC to still probably be done on some stuff, but that's okay. You got to start somewhere, and in my book, you guys are good, and you come out with a Thor 400, and I'll be the first one in line to buy it. Other than that, just love how this thing rips down the trail. This is a super worn out Thunder tire on just VESC goodness, just ripping down this gravel road. So stable, so good. You know, and this board is, you know, it's totally from scratch. The rails, I bought those from the Float Life. You know, they're the Varials with the WTF center steeds. Best setup. I have this stuff on my XR as well with like some flight fins. This board I wanted to keep simpler, just, you know, just regular W's and the bumpers, bang bumpers from the Float Life to finish it off. And then lifesavers for the rim, gotta have some lifesavers, and if you're riding them down to the cords like I am, you know, this tire can give up its air at any second, and I'll be really happy those white lifesavers are on that very loved Superflex motor that took many months to get to my house. You don't want to break that thing. Holy smokes. Yeah, anybody with keen eyes, you know, question the shoes. They say Anderson Hawk. Well, that's our key signature. That's our logo. That's our brand. And the wife, we just kind of put all of our whatever we're doing under that brand. Really nice shoes. She actually had designed them and got them from me. Loving them ever since. And I guess the only one weird thing that doesn't work on this board, that actually it's not a 100% functional board. The one thing that does not work is the rear LEDs. In all fairness, I soldered and put those together myself. I'm sure they're of the right type and all that, because when you initially turn on the board, all LEDs on the entire board work flawlessly as they should. And then I'll do an IMU setup, and then then only the front ones work as they should, and the tail light one, you know, I only got like one or two. I don't know. Never figured that out, but not a hill worth dying on for me. It's LEDs. As long as the status bar is working good and the front one's kind of glowing a bit, I'm good. I'm sure later updates I'm sure it's software. If not, it is a mistake I more or less made, but I will find out down the road. Maybe on the 1,000-mile review, I can let you guys know how that went. No, I do put a ton of miles on these boards. I mean, honestly, I'm not really much of a trail ripper or anything that. I got like 6,700 on my XR, 500 on this one already. Been riding for about 3 years. You know, I mostly use these things to commute with. I go back and forth to work on it. That's probably the most number one use, and the rest of the time is probably fetch some beers at the local liquor store. You know, sometimes a trip to the Home Depot for something small I can carry in my hands coming home. But, you know, that's how you roll a board like this. You know, and even in Colorado, I still find myself riding this board almost year round. There's like maybe a month or so you don't ride it so much because the weather sucks balls around here. But after that, you know, it's more convenient than a car. You just roll right up to the shopping cart at the store, put it in the shopping cart, get your stuff, set the board back on the ground, and you're gone. It's easier than parking your car in the parking lot and even having to walk up to the building. So, and the older I get, the lazier I get, and the more I end up actually using this little machine. And come ripping around this corner here. Sidewalks galore. And in some states, especially like Colorado, they are super underutilized in a lot of neighborhoods where they're wide open. You don't see many bikes, you don't see many people. Maybe on a weekend you might see like some people walking some dogs and stuff like that, but great place just to kind of cruise and haul ass for the most part. So we're kind of getting towards the end of this video and the end of this run. I'm going to come up on this grassy hill. I've never been able to go up this on my XR, but ever since I've had this board, it just does it without trying. Just about there. Alright, this is a hill. I crank on this thing. In an XR, it's already failed. Any other attempts, like zigzag it, and I'm already failing. But not this thing. I'm taking the hardest line up this hill, and it just crushes it. I don't have the ATR on, or whatever the nose adjustment thing is, you know, because I can go up even steeper hills than this. But this just blows my mind. Never could be done on the old board. And then just the torque and power. It glides all over the imperfections of the grass, bumps and everything. It just feels so much more solid, so much more stable than an XR feels. I have ridden a GT once, and I know this would spank it, but if you really want to compare, say like this to all the thing, you gotta watch Max Sen's videos on the ultimate hill climb. That one pretty much says it all. I've seen that video, and after owning my own board now and having this built, yeah, that stuff straight up, it's true. For you young guys out there that can actually take advantage of this power, have at it. I'm an old guy. I'm just happy just to have the power just so I can, you know, go up some of these hills. But other than that, thanks everybody for watching. And if you've subbed and you've actually watched all my videos, I appreciate it. And if there's something you want to see in the future, start leaving some comments, some likes, and maybe that'll encourage me to make more videos. Right now, I don't think I make that great of videos, and I'm sure I don't. But if you guys think it's worth it, let me know. Leave that like, leave a comment, and say, and an idea. Hey, what do you want me to try to film next? Now, keep in mind, I'm not jumping off cliffs. I'm an old guy, so that ain't gonna happen. But maybe more in technical stuff or something. I don't know. Even though there's better people in the community for it, at the least, I could certainly direct you to them, or maybe I have the answer myself. But thanks for watching. Float on, my friends.